Choice Real Estate.
Thank you very much. I love the dress.
Thank you.
First day of summer, sundress. You're ready for summer.
I am ready for summer. I'm ready for the 95 degrees heat, and I know some people are going to complain about that, but
Well,
I like the heat.
I would complain about that, but it's taking us so long to get there that I think I'll just pass on complaining.
Yeah, it doesn't do any good to complain.
No, because as once was related to me by a wise man, he said, never complain because half the people don't care and the other half are happy it's happening to you.
That's kind of deep for this morning. I'm not quite awake for that.
All right, so what do we want to talk about today?
Well, I was thinking that we could talk a little bit about buying a new home versus buying an existing home. Some things you need to look at.
Building versus buying, in other words.
Correct. Spent a couple days in Greeley this week looking at some new home builds and going through some new subdivisions. And it's really an eye-opener because here in Sterling we don't have these massive subdivisions being built.
Right.
And we're a lot more slower on new builds. Just a handful, to my knowledge, I don't know how many a year, but really nothing compared to these subdivisions that we'll have. We stopped at one, and there's 1,000 homes proposed in this subdivision, and they said it should be done by the end of next year.
Oh, wow.
1,000 homes in this one subdivision.
Is this you said in the metro area?
Well, it was between Greeley and Windsor. Right outside of Windsor. And that place is just blowing up crazy. And going to the different builders, they all offer different things. So if you are looking at a new build in a new subdivision, there's some things you really need to look at. Some of these places, the basements, the builder finished the basement for you. That was part of the package. Okay. Other builders, the basement came unfinished. Okay. There was some that included landscaping, some that didn't. Some that included your central air unit, some that didn't. Some that included your garage door opener, some that didn't. Wow. So if you're looking at new builds, you need to make sure when you sign that contract at first exactly what's included. You don't want to have a surprise and say, well, gee, there's no garage door opener, there's no air conditioning, there's no...
Yeah, those may be options.
They could be options, so be very aware of those because those options can add up in a pretty good hurry, pretty fast.
Anybody, raise your hand if you've ever replaced an HVAC system. Yeah, they add up quickly.
They do, and even a couple of $300 for a garage door opener. How much money are you going to put in landscaping for your backyard? Because they dictate that it has to be done within a year. The garage door in the AC unit may not have to be done within a year, but some of the things on the outside, landscaping, fencing, that type of thing, they really want those done within a year to protect the other homes in the area that are building there. Okay. So I know here in Sterling we don't have a whole lot of that going on, but when I do go out of town, as we've talked before, and sell homes in the bigger communities, and it's a good thing to keep in your mind. If you buy an existing home, the landscaping hopefully is done. I know sometimes people don't take care of their yards and you've got to start from scratch. Yeah. But it's a little less of a surprise because you can actually go to the home and see, okay, there is no air conditioner unit. The backyard is just weeds they've been mowing over. I've got to take care of that. Those are visual things you see. When you buy a new home, you drive by usually a vacant lot if they haven't started to build. Sure. And you can't visualize what's actually going to be there until a couple days before closing when you go do the walkthrough.
Wow. And they really would prefer that you not hang around watching them build all day and making useful suggestions, I've found.
Well, yeah. In fact, when you sign the contract, you say you are not going to the job site without somebody representative of the subdivision because they don't, for safety reasons for one, but also the workers have their boss and you're not their boss.
And you're not,
you don't own that house until you close on it. Right. So you can't make suggestions or tell them to do this or tell them to do that. They want their workers left alone.
Right. But all of that's generally done in the planning phase anyway. I mean, you go to a show home, you look at that and you check off which options you want and that kind of thing, right?
Yes, you do. And you get to pick some colors. And that's another thing is some of them have, these are our colors. you don't get a choice. Others have. There was one we had, they didn't have a normal showroom, design room, I guess is what I'm trying to say, where you can pick out from 20 cupboards and 20 tiles and 20 or something. They had 4 boards on the wall, and it's this color scheme, this one, or this one, and there was no choices.
Wow.
Luckily, they were all really nice ones that I liked. I could have lived with a couple of them because they were in the gray scheme thing, because we all know I love gray, but
well, and if they're going to go ahead and paint and it's covered in the cost, okay, let them paint. You can change it later.
Right, exactly. The cupboards, not so much. Those are a little more expensive thing to change out, but it's just really crazy. And then another thing to be careful of is how fast are they going to be building your home?
Yeah.
From break ground to handing you the keys can be anywhere from 60 days for some of these builders. They are just
clickety wop.
60 days. Another builder we spoke with, there's one that a house we were looking at, and the foundation is poured, but she said it's not going to be ready till October.
Wow.
So there are time frames too, and that could affect which home you buy too. I mean, if you're in a position that you've got to get out of your house where you're at, you don't have time to wait 6 or 7 months, you need to look at one of the other builders. But if you have the time to wait, the other one may be. And you have 4 or 5 builders in each subdivision, so it's not like these 1,000 homes are being built by one contractor. Yeah, you have a choice in the different subdivisions.
Things are different out here, aren't they?
They are, and that's why I like to go to these other communities and learn, because it helps me appreciate where we're from here too.
Yeah.
The smaller town feel, knowing the contractors, the builders, you're probably going to know the drywallers, the cement workers. You're probably going to know all of these guys, or one of your friends is. I
had the most lovely conversation this morning, early this morning, with the guy who built the last house I had built. Mm-hmm. We chatted for probably 15 minutes about our kids and stuff.
Exactly. So it's just totally different.
Yeah.
But I love to go out and learn the different things of the different communities, and especially since I have clients that are living up that way that still want to use me because they know me. Yeah. There's so many realtors up there that they're like, gosh, Kim, I don't even know where to start to look. And I'm like, well, I have a car. I do drive. It's okay. I'm willing to learn the neighborhoods and learn the different nuances in the different towns and stuff.
That front range. Can't swing a cat without hitting a realtor.
Yeah, just about. So some people say that about Sterling too, so who knows?
But at this point, and we were talking about new builds and all that, we're still critically low in inventory, right? It's citywide. We are. Citywide, countywide, regional-wide, really. We're seeing more and more people of that front range growth moving out this direction. Yeah. I've told you before, Brush and Fort Morgan, 30-40 minutes down the road, they're 10, 15, 20% higher prices on homes than we are. But that spread's coming out because as those prices increase, people are moving further out. And they realize they drive an hour and a half, 2 hours to get from North Denver to South Denver. A 2-hour drive on I-76 at 75 miles an hour, if you're abiding by the laws, is a lot more relaxed drive, and you're not as tense. So we're seeing even people wanting to do that commute. Yeah, people that used to live in Castle Rock and would drive to North Denver or something like that are looking out toward Wiggins now and saying, man, that's a lot better drive. It is, and even going into that Greeley market. Right. We crossed over on Highway 34 Tuesday morning, and it's amazing the traffic that's out there. And at 8 o'clock in the morning, or 7:30, 8 o'clock, that they're commuters. They're going to work. Yeah. So it's nice to live out here in the plains. It is. And if you're hearing this and thinking, I wouldn't mind having a home built, you start with a realtor. Exactly. All right. And that's pretty easy. And how do they do that, Kim? They can give us a call at 970-521-2735. They can check out the current inventory and a lot of different tips at our website at Homes at Choice, spell the word at. Stop by our office, really centrally located here in Sterling at 111 North 3rd Avenue. Been gone a few days. I don't know what the road's looking like out West Main. I haven't checked out the road construction, but you can get us on State Street instead of Main Street. Avoid the cone zone, is that what it's called? Avoid the cone zone. Yeah, exactly. Head down Platte or State. State, yep. There you go. They can always check us out on Facebook. We're on YouTube now. So we're very easy to find, and
If you forgot all of that, you can remember to just type in Choice Real Estate Sterling, Colorado in your search engine bar, and you will find us.
In the age of Google, it's really easy to find Choice Real Estate. Kim Fuller, my guest. Kim, thanks again.
Thank you. See you next week.
All right.